Tattoos, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, cause I've been living wrong.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it, man. You know, tattoos have changed quite a bit from 30 years ago. 30 years ago, when people were freshly getting tattoos, it was something you wouldn't off the bat get on your arms or get on your neck. And today's era, it seems like that's the norm. People are looking for that blasted up look. Whereas back then, it was more taboo, man. Tattoos were probably, especially in my area, were for cats who just came out the joint, did some time, and kind of showed that they were rebelling and didn't really give a fuck about what society thought of them at the time. Well, fast forward now to 2019, and in 2019, man, you see off the back people getting their necks blasted up, their arms blasted up, even their face blasted up, and without even having a tattoo on their single body. Like I said, back in my days, it was more of you get your body done, and eventually you're gonna actually work out towards your arms. But now it's quite the opposite. Now it's you're doing the arms and the face before you even touch your body, and that is a trip to me. I get it, but at the same time, I think kids are doing a lot of foolish shit. I went into the last session I had with my tattoo artist. I go in there, I'm laying on the bench. Some young cat walks in and he's talking to my artist, talking about something he wanted to do on his face, and he showed him that he was ready, but the guy who was gonna do it just he didn't like the pattern. He had some kind of either Los Angeles or California across his face. I looked back. I said, "Hey, homie, how old are you, man? If you don't mind me asking." He tells me 23. I said, "Oh man, you're tripping, brother." Anyways, they talked for a little bit. I caught the guy outside when he was smoking a cigarette. I caught him outside, then I approached him. I started talking to him. I said, "Listen, youngster, man, right now you're 23 years old, man. You're in a rush to get your face tatted down. Give it to your 27. As long as you're in your 20s and you want to do it, by all means, do get your money. I'm just trying to give you a little advice." I said, "Listen, man, I'm 40 years old. I'm going to be 44 here in another month or two. I'm 43 years old. I'm fucking tatted down my whole front, my whole back, and I can tell you, you put that shit on your face, man, you're going to regret it, man." Could you imagine me right now with a big old fucking placazo across my face like that? He kind of looked at it and kind of tripped out. And so you guys are young, and you guys are in this rush to be the biggest gangsters or the biggest thuggish looking guys. Back in our days, it wasn't like that, man. You don't need to fucking put shit on your face. It was quite the opposite. Which is funny to me is that a lot of guys, now it's normal to put tattoos on your face. Back in the early 90s, I want to say, that was something that was kind of clowned upon, man. That was something that really you saw more from Central American gang members who got not even just gang members, people from Central America. After they started deporting a lot of guys from MS and 18th Street, they went down there and they set up shop, man. And their hoods fucking blew up. And as their hoods blew up, the youngsters from those neighborhoods out there in El Salvador and Honduras wanted to keep up with the rest of the homies, wanted to be gangster. What did those guys start doing? They started blasting up their faces, man. And we used to look at that shit and be like, look at these fucking paisas. They don't even know what's going on. They want to be all gangster. But fast forward, we got the same fucking trend going on over here. And don't think that trend was made by like a Lil Wayne or some rappers. Nah, man, that trend was made by some MS or 18th Street gang member from back in the 90s. And when I was in like juvenile hall and then eventually YA, you did have some neck tattoos, and the two most notorious gangs at the time that were doing that was it was 18th Street and Florence. It was like a competition to see who would blast their shit more. So you'd see guys with a big 1-8 here, and then you see the guys from Florencia with a big F, the one right here, and then the 3 across here, and fools would trip out. I mean, you're in the halls, you're like, "Hey, fool, you see that vato from Florence? Hey, fool, you see that vato from 18th Street? That fool got his neck blasted." It wasn't the norm back then, especially for young guys. It was not the norm. Nowadays, like I said, it is. But when you guys are getting these tattoos, man, you gotta think there's a future ahead of it. If you're a tattoo artist, you're some kind of graffiti artist, you're some kind of artist like that, you know what? By all means, you want to get yourself blasted up. That's your career, and that's the path that it takes, and that's something that's a norm in the career. But if you're planning to actually get a job and become a regular person one day, when you got all this stuff on your face, and the sad part is that the majority of tattoos that I've seen on people's faces, I mean, a lot of it's garbage, man. It looks like fucking scribble, and I don't know where people think that shit looks gangster, but I see a lot of scribble. I got homies myself that got some face tattoos, and they're fucked up, man. I personally love tattoos as much as the other guy. I mean, whoever has ever gotten a tattoo and knows the feeling, there's something about that pain. There's something about that process that it's therapeutic, believe it or not. My first tattoo came when I was 15 years old. It was in 1990. I went to my homeboy Chuco's house. My homeboy, rest in peace, Chubbs took me over there. These guys were like in their, I want to say, late teens. Chubbs was probably like 21, 22. He took me over there, had the guitar string fucking tattoo gun, and hit me in the stomach, man. You want to see it? This is it. That one right there. That beautiful piece of work. In the action. That stands for NH, which is North Hollywood, the city I'm from. Yeah, I definitely did get some looks when I was up north doing time by both Northerners and Southerners, because sometimes they couldn't figure out if I was a Norteño because I had that N in off the back. You know, people assumed, but they assumed wrong. There's definitely a disconnect between like my generation and younger guys now. A lot of my generation doesn't like the fact that these guys are getting their arms blasted up and their necks blasted up without doing their body. I think it's like we sometimes look at it like not a sign of disrespect, but a sign of jumping the gun in the game. Like, wait a minute, homie, you got all this fucking fucking dead area that you can put artwork on or do whatever you want, but you just want to show that you're gangster and get all sleeved down. And another thing is a trip. I run into many people nowadays that I'm thinking they're fucking bangered out or you know, there's some kind of hood because they're just fucking face tatted, arms tatted, and I get at them because I'm a very talkative guy. I see you at the store, I see you at the gym, you're next to me, you know, I'll start up a conversation with just about anybody, man. And sometimes when I see these guys, you know, I hit them up, you know, hey, what city you stay at, try to see where they're from, and fuck, dude, like 9 times out of 10, these guys don't even bang. So it's a trip now. The guys who were like really banging back in my days, they're a little bit more conservative, man. We hide it a little bit more. Like I said, I'm tatted down my whole front and back. I have 0 on my arms, and I don't think I ever will. I've kind of always said that I won't touch my arms, but that's just the school I was raised in, and that's how I think, you know, because people will stereotype, you know. People think that no, they won't. That's a perfect world. That, you know, there's no racism. That you guys are tripping, man. People will definitely stereotype. Just like when you see a carload, if you're in the hood, and let's say you're in a Mexican hood, you see a carload of essays with bald heads. Guess what? You're fucking keeping truch on that ride. You see a couple white boys with long hair, you're gonna let that car ride by. You're gonna look once real quick and no big deal. But like I said, we will stereotype. So when you guys get all these tattoos all over your face, all over your neck, especially if you're young, first of all, man, if you're gonna do that, at least get some good work, man. At least get some good work where that shit looks halfway decent. Because if you get a tattoo on the face and it's a fucked up tattoo, now you just got a fucked up face tattoo, man, and that defeats pretty much the whole purpose. One thing that I will tell you is tattoos don't make you gangster, man. My boy from outside the box really hit this topic on the nail, and I'll put a link down in the descriptions on it. You know, people see guys that are all tatted down and face tatted down, and people just, if you don't know the game, you think, oh, these fools are gangsters, these fools are killers, man. But that don't make a gangster, that don't make a killer, man. You could be a guy with nothing on your face. You could be a guy with 0 tattoos, man, and fucking and be 10 times a killer if this one was all tatted down. Because usually the guy that's all tatted down, he's trying to push that persona to show, oh, he's gangster, oh, he's scary. Whereas the guy who doesn't have any of those tattoos knows he's fucking scary, knows he's gangster. He doesn't have to show that or prove that to anybody else. And for people who think that tattoos won't come back to bite you in the ass, let me tell you a quick story that happened. It's happening right now to one of my boys. He's a guy who has his own concrete pumping company. He's been out here for since like 1990. He was fixing his papers to get immigrated. This was over a year ago. He finally got his paperwork. They told him to go back to Mexico, go to the embassy where he's from. They'll do his paperwork. It's a routine, and he'll be back within like a month. Well, that's been over a year now, and the guy's still stuck in Mexico. When he went to go do his physical at the embassy, it was supposed to be the physical, which they look for any tattoos, and after that they'll clear you, and you'll be back in the States within a week or two. Well, unfortunately for him, when he went back and he did his physical, he had some tattoos that were more like Mayan and stuff like that, or Aztec, where he's from Mexico. Well, they took that as a sign of being gang related out there. I know the guy, and I know for a fact he's never banged in his life, man. He's just a fucking regular, hardworking American that was trying to fucking do his thing, get his paperwork so he can continue fucking doing what he's doing out here in the USA. But when he was over there in Mexico, he got caught with those tattoos, and he's in limbo right now. They pretty much told him that he's got suspicious tattoos, and for the time being, they're not clearing him to come to the United States. So this poor guy's been over there pretty much running his business from Mexico, you know. And it's something that, like I said, people don't think ahead. We like to think that we're going to live forever, guys. I know it because I used to. Oh, we like to think that we're going to die when we're young. You know, you think you're going to die in this poetic death and people are going to remember you. And I told you, nobody's going to put up a shrine for you. You're just going to be another dead motherfucker and life goes on. Well, you got to think of what you do now and how it's going to affect you in the future, man. Like I said, we all think we're going to live forever. I'm starting to break the news to you guys. You're not, man. One day you're going to be an old 43-year-old fucking grandpa of 3, man, like me, if you're lucky. And if you're lucky enough, you listen to some of the stuff I'm saying, you're not going to get your face blasted up, and you're going to think twice about certain tattoos you get because it's going to affect you in the long run. Tattoos, they're a great fun thing, you know. You just got to be responsible like anything else in life, man, you know. But if you want to get your face tatted, you want to put fucking big old holes in your ears, you do what you want, kid. It's your life. I'm just trying to give you a little advice to save you the pain later on in life. Other than that, guys, I really, truly appreciate subscriptions, man. And in the comments, keep them coming. Also, hit me up on anything you want me to talk about, man. You guys have a great day. And yeah, the Rams lost, and with it, my flag is gone to next year. Congrats to the Patriots. You guys got the GOAT, both in the coach and both in the quarterback, man. Other than that, there's always next year, and it's only a game. You guys have a great one. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.